Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 130 of Paranormal NL Podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pocket Cast and YouTube. I'm your host, Jen. For tonight's show, I thought I'd mix it up a bit and bring a local Newfoundland talent on the show, who I will introduce to you real soon on the stage here. For now, let's give a big shout out to the Paranormal NL Podcast Alumni Network and the PNL BOG Boots on the Ground investigation team members who I'm going to bring on shortly. Mr. Taylor Hann, who was on Paranormal NL Podcast Season 1, Episode 6, and he was on Season 2, Episode 117. And a big shout out to PNL BOG investigation team member Jessica Newhook, who was on PNL Podcast Season 2, Episode 51, and Season 2, Episode 117. Let's give some more prayers to everyone in Florida, USA, hunkering down with Hurricane Milton tonight, now a Category 3. Stay safe, everyone. And now it's time to pull up your cozy chair and grab your favorite pumpkin spice beverage and listen in to your favorite podcast. Paranormal NL Podcast is a place where the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, and anywhere else in the world can share their paranormal experiences. But that also includes local talent. PNL Podcast also believes in supporting people, places, and things to promote paranormal tourism and paranormal networking all over the world. A big thank you again to all the PNL Podcast alumni guests from Season 1 and 2, and of course our fans. We want to hear your stories. Do you have any paranormal, metaphysical, UFO, cryptid creature, folklore, historical, musical, pictures, books, or tales of the weird you'd like to share as a guest on my PNL Podcast? Please reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, or Gmail. That's paranormal.nl.podcast@gmail.com. After your episode, you become part of the PNL Podcast Alumni Network. Make sure you click the bell, like, and subscribe, and follow along on whatever platform you're listening in on to get updates for new episodes. And head on over to the Facebook group and join Paranormal NL Podcast group. It's the official place for people to hang out in a fun and safe space and find upcoming new PNL episodes in the featured section of the group. And we're listening to our fans. Paranormal NL Podcast now has a Facebook page for fans who are not on Instagram for Insta-Reel drops and a spot for the PNL BOG team investigation go-lives. That's right, we have that new branch of Paranormal NL Podcast with the PNL BOG team, a boots-on-the-ground paranormal investigation team doing local historic investigations in Newfoundland. Now, let's get on with the show. Tonight, I have on the show with me, who I already introduced. I'm going to add Taylor Hann, Paranormal NL BOG team member. Hi, welcome, Taylor.
Thank you so much.
And we got Jessica Williams-Newhook, Paranormal NL BOG team member. She's our medium and also investigator, and also is Taylor Hann, medium and investigator. And our main guest here tonight from Newfoundland and Labrador, we have Alick Tsui.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome. He is from Alick Tsui Photography. Now, I'm going to turn off the music here so we can chat a little bit better so everybody can hear us. Welcome. Alick, so tell us a little bit about you and how you ended up in Newfoundland and all your beautiful pictures.
I'm a Newfoundlander now. I'm come from away guy, of course. I came here many years ago. I've been here almost 35 years plus. I came here for work. I used to be working in the healthcare sector. I love my work, but I always love to do photography. I love investigating in anything that is interesting to me. It doesn't matter in the daytime or nighttime. It doesn't matter if it's in St. John's or outside. Anything that piques my interest, I love to capture in kind of a photojournalism is part of my hobby, which I love to document everything happening around town.
And you do that quite well. I really like your work. I'm going to put up your website here, and we can talk a little bit about it. Now, I'm going to just, let's see, here we go, add to the stage. Now, let's go over to that website that I had pulled up earlier that we got on there. And I am going to bring us down and start going through the city of St. John's. Now, one of the pictures that really drew my eyes was this one. Taylor, now you live downtown, but Alick, do you want to talk a little bit about where this one's at?
First, I must apologize. My website is not that current because I usually do not update my website because this is just my hobby. And so photography page sometimes will be left to the back burner side, and I usually update things on my Facebook. This is the alleyway between Duckworth and Water Street. A lot of people are familiar with. I think this graffiti wall has been painted over many times with new pictures and arts or graffiti. Perhaps someone can, who lives in that area, Taylor, or you can, mention something about this wall.
Yes, so that wall there has been painted so many times, as you said, with so many pictures, but beautiful pictures, like dogs, cats, figures,
Taylor, have you ever gone in there and done an investigation? I know you love to walk around downtown and do your own impromptu investigations.
I have not.
Not in that alleyway, but I've seen you working in several other alleyways that look like this and definitely got a lot of hits for sure. Now, Alick, I see this one and I think about Jelly Bean Row. What about you, Jessica?
Definitely reminiscent of Jelly Bean Row there. Is that the row of houses and stores on Duckworth Street?
Yeah, near Fred's Record. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely beautiful energy there.
Now, this one, Alick, I have to say, myself and Taylor and John from the BOG team were up there one night and just did an impromptu investigation. And I was absolutely amazed. I was in the car and they went up to Signal Hill, Alick, and I pulled out my spirit talker and it was saying, people keep running. And there was a bunch of kids, like a pack of kids in front of the car running. And they were running up towards where Jonathan and Taylor were up on the hill. And then my spirit talker said, be safe, be careful. And then Taylor, I'll let you say what happened while you and Jonathan were up there.
I remember, like folklore says it, up there by Signal Hill, the Dead Man's Pond. You probably have talked about this many times. Years and years ago, people were pushed into a barrel and then threw down the hill into the pond. And maybe that's why there's some abnormal phenomenon maybe visible there from time to time.
Alick, one of the things that came up was my death was brutal.
Yeah.
And Taylor, do you remember what happened to you and Taylor when you were over there with those kids that were there? You barely Well, John and Taylor were just kidding around and said to the kids, hey, security, stop, because they were running like really close to the cliff, like right around here, Alick. And of course, I was in the car way down over here somewhere. And the spirit box said, be careful. And this is where the kids were like messing around and almost fell over the cliff. Jessica, what do you feel when you go up there? I know you're a medium and you can kind of feel things. Have you ever felt different things down by Dead Man's Pond where Alick mentioned, or any other places around Signal Hill?
Not so much down by Dead Man's Pond, but I did have a late night experience on Signal Hill itself. I ventured on and onto a path towards Kitty Vitty.
Yes.
And that was where I ran into a cryptid and had my cryptid experience there. It was a troll-like creature that had very, very dark energy with it and scared the crap out of me. And I just remember it was almost like my guides covered me in a dark shroud. My aura went dark, everything around me went dark, and I was told to stop breathing. And I did stop breathing. And so I held my breath and watched this creature turn around, stare at me kind of confusingly. And then it seemed to be beckoned up the hill further. So as soon as it was over the ridge, I was gone. And I have not actually been back to Signal Hill since that experience.
That's spooky. That's really scary. Yeah, I think, Taylor, haven't you gone down around a pond or something and investigated? You do vlogging too, right?
Yes. So I have my own YouTube channel, Taylor Hann Vlogs. I post a lot of paranormal stuff on that as well. When I was there at the pond, I did feel a lot of weird, like, energy around the pond. And I did see a black shadow, like, peek around the tree. It was like, peekaboo, I see you. And then gone.
Now, for the majority of people, we wouldn't we'd be very scared with that kind of a stuff because, it's the fear of the unknown, right?
Yes.
There's so many spooky things in St. John's. It's one of the oldest cities in North America. And as you can see here, this is Fort Amherst for the people watching from all over the world. We got people tuning in from all kinds of countries. And this is what we call the Narrows, where the ships come through. Do you want to say anything about this picture, Alick?
Just kind of, I think it's kind of sunrise. I want to get the late fall or something, or no, the early spring, I guess. I can see snow there. This picture was taken quite a while back. I always like to go probably half an hour before sunrise if I could catch it. And you never know when you catch sunrise. You normally, when you left the house, it was pitch dark, and then you have to be prepared. But luckily, I didn't hit any snow, on the way there when the snow truck, hasn't been gone out yet. But this is what I like, seeing early sunrise if I can. But I'm getting lazy these days. I haven't got sunrise picture.
Well, your pictures are beautiful. And for the people who are not from Newfoundland and Labrador, to the left up here, if you can see the cursor, that's where Signal Hill is. And we've had several people like fall off the cliff, even recently during the summer, walking. During the war, we had U-boats come through here. We used to have a chain across here to keep the war boats out during the war. And up around here, I had several people on the show talk about different stories about Fort Amherst and activity there. I know one of the members of Shanneyganock used to live up around here and said a few stories. Do either one of you have any stories about this area?
I do.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can imagine. It's a very spooky area.
As you may know, Mo Sargi, he's a YouTuber from Toronto, Ontario.
Okay.
He was down here and in Newfoundland, so I emailed him texted him on Messenger, Instagram, and hey, I'm a YouTuber. Do you want to do a video? He texted me back, said, yes, man, sure. So we went to Amherst there, and that night, I swear to God, I seen a shadow walking down the steps there towards the where the cannons are.
Oh, down here. Yes. That's where all the graffiti is now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That place was haunted, bro.
Yeah, it's a very spooky place for sure. It's hard to get to and very dangerous to get to sometimes. But let's see. I mean, we've got a lot, and there's another shot down further. This is, I think there's a trail up here too. You can walk around all the way around. But this is some of the old stages. Did you want to say anything about this photo?
This photo was taken quite some time ago again. And I read from the news recently, someone, trying to, I don't know whether off the trail or something, like someone actually did fall on that trail not too long ago. Did you guys hear about this?
I heard about that too. Yeah. You know what else happened? We had a polar bear. Maybe if I back up to the other picture, you can see how steep it is over here. Well, there's the battery. So there was a polar bear who was stuck up there one time, and they tried to rescue him and darted him. And I think he was over here somewhere and he fell down in the water.
Back to the picture of Fort Amherst right there. I mean, I was on those concrete things before too. Some of them were not very safe. But I never heard anything that someone has fallen down off there. Have you heard anything about that? Or
over in Fort Amherst? Oh, yeah. Lots of kids have. As a kid, I used to run around and crawl over them. And one of my friends almost got swept out to the sea. A wave came in, but they hung on and didn't get swept out. Thank God.
Oh.
Yeah, and here's another shot. Now, this is an older shot. Recently, we had a lot of changes in this area. Is this the Tomb of Unknown Soldier over here that I'm pointing
Yeah,
at?
this is before, the
Yes.
unknown soldier was put in. They did a big renovation this year, and they opened it, just reopened the site a couple of months ago, right? And they had a big
Yeah.
ceremony. Yeah.
I had an interesting guest on from United Kingdom, and they talked in depth about Beaumont Hamel and the unknown soldier. And it's a really good episode. And Taylor, you were over there recently with Jonathan and did a little sweep over there. But I think they still have security on site.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's lots of security and lights over there. So you're probably not going to get a whole lot because they do often tell us they like to live in the shadows. But you never know what you might get, or right, Jessica?
You never know. And also, whenever you're doing any sort of construction, that always seems to bring about more and new activity.
Yes.
Any type of movement. So major movements in and out of buildings, in and out of homes, any type of construction, that will always kind of stir up energies as well.
And here's a better shot of Fort Amherst, and you can see the lighthouse and the lighthouse keeper's house. I think at one point my family were married into this, and there was a lot of ghost stories about it. And there's also a book Rosalind wrote, Wareham, all about this place. A lot of spooky stuff over there. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Alick, look at all the boats.
These are the kayakers. When I go on trails all the time. This is not on the trail. Actually, this is New Year's Day. Every New Year's Day,
Really?
Newfoundlanders or kayak Newfoundland, they have their New Year resolution is to ring in the new year, having a group of kayakers kayak right out, out
Wow.
narrow, depending on how bad sea is.
I was going to say, it looks really dangerous. And it looks like
some of the experienced ones, they did kayak outside the narrows a little bit to ring in the new year. It's part of their ritual for years now. Yeah.
Wow. That one boat that looks red looks like it's turning into a submarine.
I saw them overturn there, but they were experienced enough to right itself up again. Yeah, no time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's some definitely spooky stories about the ocean here in Newfoundland and Labrador. This is a really good shot. I think this is going up to Cape Spear.
No, this is actually by the Outer Battery.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Newfoundland is known for fishing, and this is a really good shot, Alick.
Yeah.
I love the murals around town. Now, what do we have here now?
This is the old Battery Hotel, I think, before it turned into the Amera Innovation Exchange. Yeah.
Yes, that's another shot.
Yeah.
You can see the harbor down. We used to go there for brunches. Did any one of you guys used to go there?
Yeah.
No, but I had a friend that lived there as a graduate student. So now it's been turned into residence for my graduate students.
Oh, wow.
Part of it is a residence now. The other part, they use it for conferences and a lot of actually tourist people actually have conventions there sometimes to not just tourists but people from all walks of life who have educational events. They call it the EIX, Amera Innovation Exchange for business purposes. Yeah.
And this is on the way up to Signal Hill for the tourists who want to come here. Now, this is another popular spot. Is this Bowring Park?
Yeah. This is when the Christmas lights are on, right? And a lot of the time they have a tree lighting ceremony, and they're packed with people. They have hot chocolates, a few performances, and normally
Bowring Park is kind of,
the weather is calm. Yeah, many people walk around there in the nighttime just to get into the Christmas spirits.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of spooky stories over there too, though. Jessica, have you heard any, or Taylor, over on Bowring Park?
Not
it's close to the Waterford Hospital.
Yeah, that's close where I live.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories about Waterford Hospital. I've heard stories of different houses close by, but nothing in Bowring Park per se. It's very, very active. Just with daily activity, a lot of people around constantly. So
Now, probably now it is since they found the body
Where did they find that?
right next to the pool.
Oh, wow. See, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
I think 2 years ago I got into the woods there behind Bowring Park there and did some photo shoots for Halloween purposes. I sent a picture to you the other day. It was like someone spooking behind the little Harry Potter picture. Did you see
Oh,
that?
yes, yes.
It was
Do you want me to pull
Bowring
up their
Park in the
teaser
woods there.
pictures?
Yeah, very spooky place.
I can pull up that picture if you want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I can go into our little teaser that
Later on
we
if you
got up
want to.
here.
Yeah. I used that one because I thought it was really spooky in the woods there behind Bowring Park. Well, actually, it's within Bowring Park. Yeah.
Here's our web page, and if you want to look at their featured section, you go here in the featured section, and I'm just going to pull up. There's some of the spooky pictures that you sent to us. Now, do you want me to just to go down to the other one that you were talking
Yeah,
about?
when I see the picture, I can explain a little bit. Yeah, otherwise you can go on.
Harry Potter, there he is. Is this the one?
I don't see it on my screen. Where do I?
Sorry, hold on. Let me go back. I'll share that. Let me stop what I'm sharing there. Take that off. And I'll add another one.
Now I can only stay in until 8:10. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So I have another Zoom meeting.
Now, can you see that?
Yeah. See, yeah, that's a little Harry Potter here. And,
whoa!
Yeah.
That little.
Yeah, he wasn't aware there's supposed to be a shadow behind him, and the shadow is playing violin in the background there. So I took that shot there. Actually, it's a promotional shot for NSO Spectacular event. So I thought that one was pretty spooky picture. Yeah.
Nice.
Jen.
Yeah.
On the side of the Harry Potter there and Buddy playing the violin, do you see that little long strip of orb?
Are you talking about over on the left?
Yep.
Yeah. I see.
I think that's a tree.
Stuff, yeah.
It really looks like a tree.
It's a tree, yeah. But we weren't there, Alick. What?
It could be just the lens effect because you got some blurring in the distance. That's probably I don't know. I can see what you're saying. Like at the 10 o'clock, there's a long shadow or something kind of a
like forming
there. But
I think that's why woods are always so spooky because you can see so many shapes. I mean, if you look further, you can almost this looks kind of like a head and a torso. So it's hard to say unless you were actually there, and because we can't debunk it at this point because it's a while ago.
But it was spooky, I must tell you. Now this is Dale Jarvis.
We can't have a spooky show without a shout out to Dale Jarvis.
Yeah, so this is actually taken inside the rooms, and that night the rooms years ago they had a Halloween event, and a group of people were led into the museum, and Dale was explaining the spooky stuff, about the museum. And I just for fun, put a flashlight, from down his nose and up, and it came up with a pretty good picture.
I love it. It's very spooky.
Yeah,
for the folks listening,
for him in the haunted hike inside the rooms. Yeah, very
nice. For the people who don't know him, like you mentioned, he's does the haunted hike. He's a Newfoundland and Labrador folklorist, an author, and Heritage NL director, and he also just has a new book out, Haunted Houses of Newfoundland and Labrador. So definitely check that out. There's another one that you sent us. I love this one.
Is probably, I don't know, they were doing a zombies dance maybe after the pumpkin walk in that day, or I don't know, in that Bannerman Park, I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So these are dress up spooky things, around Halloween time. I love to hang out usually around that time, catch all the real spooky people or maybe some other things that I haven't, known before. So interesting.
I have another one that I'm going to put up here, a zombie dance that you sent to us. And this one's a video. I can rewind the video here and start from the beginning. But before I start it, is there anything you want to say about the video?
No, this is actually a pedestrian mall at the time, right? Yeah, in the summertime, they want to have some kind of showcase of events in St. John's, and that's what zombies dance or zombies walk was happening that day. So I got a lot of
I remember them doing a zombie walk. Yeah.
And they do one in Halloween too. I think in I can't remember where in town here. They usually do 2 or 3 around coming up in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
They look like they're moving way too well.
Yeah, this is a pretty good mashup of music here and people. You can really see a lot of St. John's in the background.
Of course, the Thriller dance. That's fascinating.
Looks like they practiced this one for a while.
Yeah. Lots of people, lots of tourists. Yeah. Lots of kids too. Yeah. I think this group of dancers, they do the program or something, right? To do all this kind of dance for private groups around Halloween time, October. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did a really great job with filming that one. There's usually a lot of them going on here.
All right, guys. I will see you guys on the 19th.
Okay, thank you so much for being on, Taylor.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me. See you guys on the 19th and the 26th and the 28th.
Okay, yeah, stay tuned for Taylor again. You'll see him over at the Torbay History House and Museum for the public ghost hunt. And I can put up a picture of that one also. Take care, Taylor. Thanks for being on.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
See you.
Bye. So yeah, and then there's another one that you sent us. You do a lot of really good pictures around town with the local talent.
Oh.
Which one is this one?
I can't see it on the screen yet.
I gotta go back to StreamYard. Let me put that one back up. Present. Share screen. Don't you love technology? Go back to Facebook where we were looking and share. Yeah. How about this guy?
Oh, this is inside the rooms when they have spooky events on Halloween. So this is one of the, I don't know, staff at the room, so dressed up and holding a lantern and leading people up the staircase at the rooms for an event. Yeah.
And then we've got another scary one here.
Oh, this one is the director of Neighborhood Dance Works. She's all really dressed up for the Halloween, and she is leading the zombie walk or the dance. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there's definitely, and there's you. You're always smiling around town. You definitely have a big presence around town. Now, I'm going to take this one off the screen here and put a different one up. Is there anyone that sticks out in your mind as one of your favorite or most fun?
Most fun one was actually, I don't think I've sent it to you. It's the one on hiking trail. I love hiking. And there was one really, really looks like the Frozen in the movie. Like everything, the icicle is like a foot long. And there was a special phenomenon. It's not freezing rain. It's just a special kind of a northeasterly winds. And on the hiking trail in Styles Cove, because the wind was so strong and supposed the runoff from the stream goes into the ocean, instead of going down into the ocean, the water is actually got thrown up into the sky and scattered all around the trees. And over a period of 2 days, all the water coming down stuck on become icicles, and therefore the whole forest is like a magical kingdom. And that was in November. So
Wow.
all that picture frozen. And I think one of the Disney princesses in town or something actually used my background as the theme movie as their theme for Frozen for use. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's exciting. Now, I stopped at this one for a reason, because people who are not from Newfoundland and Labrador may think we're a bit, weird. Or do you want to explain this one?
This is the Mummers Parade. I think this is going into its 10th year or the 11th year now. This is traditional mummers in Newfoundland. They dress up so they don't know who you are, and they knock on people's house, invite them to party, wish them well. And this is the Mummers Parade. Took place maybe the 9th or 10th of December. The last few years were in Barring Park, and that afternoon was so crazy because it was pouring rain, and suddenly the sky brightened up and even got a rainbow. And I got these
I
mummers.
see that in the background. It's amazing.
So it's one of my favorite shots, of course. Yeah.
Now, I had Bud Davidage on before. Now, for people who don't know who he is, he sings that song, Any Mummers Allowed In, and that's the popular song around town. And he was in season 1, episode 18. He used to be from the group Simani. So you can find him a lot with Shanneyganock, who I've had on also. But here's another great shot. Jessica, do you want to mention anything about this one? I see here, this is who I had on, Mark Hiscock. He talked a lot about, Fort Amherst, Shanneyganock.
That looks like that's down on George Street.
Correct. George Street Festival. I never miss the Shanneyganock night on George Street Festival. They are
and Alick, I like this.
Yeah.
This is a really good picture up on the upper left. You can see up there, because when you're actually in the crowd, you don't really get to see all of this, right? Yeah.
That's a very good festival, and there's a lot of activity on George Street too. I know, like when you were showing the Thriller dance, the Yellow Belly was there, and that's a haunted facility. I've talked to a couple people that work there, and who have said that, they've heard door slamming and footprints, or heard feet and people walking where there isn't anybody. So.
Yeah, downtown St. John's is very haunted. Have you come across anything else downtown?
I have. I'm also like Alick. I'm from away, and so the information that I have about downtown tends to be a lot what I hear from locals. I do know that there's the houses, the Four Sisters. Did you ever get a picture of the Four Sisters, Alick?
On the outside, of course, yes.
Yeah.
That place is really haunted, Alick. I stopped there on an impromptu investigation and got some really weird stuff on the spirit box, like I'm standing right next to you. And then the medium said, or thought he could see something up in the window. And then it came up head, horrible. And then it started saying some interesting stuff, because it said she loved butterflies. But at that time, Jonathan, somebody in his family, passed. Now, we didn't know at the time how relative the butterflies were, but the very next day we went to her wake, and there were butterflies everywhere at the wake in relation to the theme of the wake was butterflies.
Wow.
So yeah, we thought that was kind of timing was strange. But now back to your picture, the Kraken is here. That's a significant thing in the part of I guess you would say the Paranormal NL podcast logo, because I tend to really like cryptid creatures, and we tried to throw as many cryptids in there. And you see the giant squid, the little submarine, and all kinds of different stuff here. Alick, this is a really good photo.
And the giant squid is an interesting part of folklore because for the longest time, the fishermen would have stories of these giant squid, but nobody
Yeah.
believed that these creatures existed. They're a
Yes.
relatively new discovery in the world that we know today.
Well, my grandfather on my mom's side used to be a sea captain, and he was one of the first sea captains to capture or catch a squid and bring it in and donate it. Now, within the family, we've been trying to figure out, I called the rooms, but at the time, the rooms didn't quite exist. I think we think it went to, must have been either the Marine Institute or somewhere else, but we do have giant squids, Alick, on display at the rooms. But the other picture that you showed of the scary person with the lantern. So that's a good place for tourists if you're going to come visit. But you will see a lot of these really cool pictures around town. Ooh, yeah, the ocean. We can't
That looks
not
like
talk
that.
about the ocean.
That looks like
Yes.
Cape Spear.
Yes, yeah. You can get better waves picture other than Cape Spear, yeah, which is really easily accessible, and you can just see Cape Spear. This is flat rock, actually, yeah.
Mm.
That's where I live, and the
Oh,
waves lately have been churning really high like that, and we've
yeah.
unfortunately had a lot of people pass, falling off these rocks, not understanding how dangerous it is to get so close to the rocks, and also in the big river here in Flat Rock, we unfortunately had a lot of people pass swimming in the river that leads out to the ocean. We've done some investigations down around the big river and found some definite EMF hits. We've also gone down by the swirly hole and found Find My Body, a lot of different things.
Have you done anything up at the grotto?
I have. Do we have any pictures of the grotto? But yes, I have, and very interesting stuff. That's where Pope John Paul came and blessed the fleet of the fishermen back in the 80s. And yeah, there was lots of activity at both sites, the grotto and over where the Pope John Paul monument is. Now, this is back to Kitty Vitty, right, Alick?
Yes, Kidividi, yeah. It's every year there are 2 Christmas trees up the cliff. If you want to know information about those Christmas trees, we were wondering how did they get,
I was too. How did they do that?
Yeah, actually, it's through a Kidividi brewery. They lined up
Oh.
electrical cables under the water to get to the trees. Yeah, it's very thankful to Kidividi that made that place more Christmas-like during the Christmas month. Yeah.
So the cables are in the water?
To run up the tree, yeah, because there's no
Mhm.
electricity in those stages close to the trees. Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I often wondered, how did they do that? Isn't this where the eagles are, Alick?
No, eagles are way between the Kiddividis and Signal Hill halfway.
Ah, now this is a dangerous picture.
Yeah, Torbay. What is it called? I can't remember the name of the. Can't
Is
remember.
that Torbay Beach?
No,
No.
somewhere there. It's not the beach. No, you have to walk a little bit there. I love hiking, so go on all these trails. Yeah, and when it's wave time or big waves, I love to catch some pictures of it. Yeah.
Now, you also have a lot of wildlife photos, which I will, if we have time, put up. But this is back to Kitty Vitty. And I think
Yeah.
there was a
I
walrus
live there.
living
That's why I get so many pictures. Yeah.
Wasn't there like a huge walrus living there?
Yeah, actually, I took picture of the walrus, and it came on to the national. This is our moment. At one time, it showed my walrus, not but my picture of the walrus. Yeah.
Did you name him?
No.
And of course, we get a lot of beautiful fireworks. And this is the courthouse? No, this is.
No,
This
is
So
is
that's
down
by
by Ben-
Bowen. That would be our Bannerman Park
Bannerman Park, yeah.
by Bannerman Park.
Colonial building. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'll go out of this, Alick, and go to the wildlife. I really like your page. You've got a lot of stuff on here.
As I
Alick,
said, this is an
great.
old page now. I haven't done much about it at all because I'm mostly doing other stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look at this
there's a
guy's
walrus.
beard. Isn't he so cute? Let's go into you can't talk about Newfoundland Labrador without our wildlife. Look at this guy.
That one is in Tall Bay, Middle Cove Beach, the walrus. the funny thing with this picture is I saw the walrus on Middle Cove. Everyone took picture of it. And then the next morning, I found the same walrus in Kitividi. This is how I got up and saw that walrus. I said, oh, wow, it's the same walrus. People said it's the same one. Has to be, yeah.
Yeah, because it's rare for us to get one of those guys around. He must have been really lonely looking for a lady.
Yeah.
Now, this is a humpback's tail. We see a lot of these here.
I took this picture on O'Brien, and it got a Gatero on the other side. Yeah, so.
Okay, yeah, O'Brien. We had the Navigators on, and they did a great show too. Now, what kind of bird is this little guy?
That looks like a blue heron.
Yeah, correct. You're good. Yeah. It's a yellow something, a blue heron. This is actually Kitividi. Yeah.
It looks like Kitividi on this day. There's one of our famous humpbacks. Yeah. Aw, look at his beard.
Seal, yeah. That's a beard seal, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, we get a lot of people from who don't like us to hurt the seals, but it's part of our culture, especially with Labrador. And you do really do good close-ups too. Is there a particular type of camera that you're using for the camera junkies out there?
I don't use a macro lens. I just go online and get those the cheap knockout of like a magnifying numbers like 4x, 2x, 6x, and then screw onto your lens there, and this is how it comes out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This guy's got a cool hairdo.
That looks like a wood duck. No,
this is what's the name of it?
Or is it a golden eye?
Something. It's not a duck. It's not a duck at all. It's a very small seabird. I can't remember.
I think is that the guy that dives underwater for fish?
Yeah, these are all diving ducks. Yeah, but it's not a big duck. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, fox.
And we've had several of these up on Signal Hill living. They had to relocate.
Yeah. And they often come. There's a story about the fox, because at one time I took this picture down at the Kitividi village. I have 2 cameras, so I left a camera in one bag, and I took my camera and tried to capture this fox, and the fox, actually grabbed my camera with his mouth. It's too heavy.
He tried to steal your camera.
Yes, so I ran after it, and then it dropped the bag, but it didn't damage the camera though. Yeah.
Yeah, they can be pretty nifty and smart. We've had some on the back road here in Flat Rock too. So when we do investigations, Alex, sometimes we'll use a what's the name of the photograph where you take it and you immediately get the picture?
Polaroids.
Yes.
Polaroid, okay.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? And being able to see like ghosts or shadow figures or things like that. Do you have any kind of theories on the Polaroid versus using a general camera, just even your cell phone?
For me, I mean, Polaroid, I only use it to cut down the glare. I did not know there would be other functions using a Polaroid lens, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Polaroid,
you want to explain that one, Jessica, or you want me to do that one?
Well, sometimes in photography, and this is where kind of the debunking comes in with getting spirits, is that sometimes you can get a reflection off your lens that's just simply a light refraction, but sometimes there's no explanation for a light refraction, and you'll pick up orbs, or you can pick up a spirit, like almost like small little formations or smoky, like little smoky things in the background that don't have anything, that weren't there in the room, and don't really have any explanation to them.
Oh, so, I think I understand. Yeah, because the Polaroid lens cuts out all the glare and the reflection. So whatever you captured, they are not really reflections. So there may be some substance to it. Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah. If you were a paranormal investigator, what form of that kind of camera would you recommend for a paranormal investigator for a Polaroid? You get these little tiny ones that people get called Instax, I think, or something. And the pictures are very small, only about as big as this little puffin guy. But back to puffins, the Newfoundland Labrador, you will see up on our logo here, we always hide a puffin somewhere. So if you're looking at any of our logos, look close, you'll always find a puffin hidden in there somewhere. And of course, they're the bird of Newfoundland and Labrador. I don't have any spooky stories about puffins, but if you for tourists who want to come here, there's lots of fun puffin rides, like he mentioned earlier, and all kinds of cool birds and wildlife. And back to this one, you had mentioned, is that the eagle?
Yeah, there's a juvenile eagle. There's another story to it. This one was a bit controversial because, well, there are a lot of bird watchers and photographers, and in the wintertime, this is Kitty Vitty Pond. What happened
Oh,
was when the ice was frozen, somebody went to buy one of those chickens and threw onto the ice. So they want to attract the eagles so they could get good pictures. I wasn't me. It wasn't me who did that. I just knew there was something happening, so I took my camera with me, and then you get 6 or 7 juvenile eagles or adult eagle. They were fighting to get a piece of the chicken.
so sad. But I know there was another one that somebody took. It was an eagle staring down a seagull, because apparently they eat seagulls.
Yeah,
And yeah, unfortunately, there's
the seagull here. Yeah, and they were of course the adult eagle, won over the other 3 juvenile eagles. Yeah, this is usually happening in February time when the ice was thicker and lots of activity. This is the morning gathering for them. Every morning you will see some eagles on the ice there.
wow. So it's a lot of wildlife in the area that you live in Kitty Vitty. For sure. Yeah, lots of birds and pictures and really good
That's
pictures.
up there, right? Yeah.
Oh, there's the wood duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that we just passed there. I'm trying to get through it and do some more clicks down. There's that eagle family again with their nest.
Up on Cuckoo's Hill's nest. Yeah.
Was there an actual cam put up on them to watch them?
No, there's no cam there. The only cam that capture wildlife or bird would be the one near the old Costco area by the light pole or power pole, and they had a capture wildlife of osprey, I think. Yeah.
Osprey. Okay, I think, is that an osprey here?
There's an osprey right there. I actually used to live on the Osprey Trail.
Oh.
Beautiful birds. Absolutely.
Did you?
Yep, got to see a few of them dive into the ocean to get their food for the day. So.
Looks like he's got a big fish in
here. Yeah. Now let me tell you, I encountered an osprey just a week ago outside my house here.
Really?
Osprey, I heard a big noise outside the window. I thought it was a windy day. I thought there was nothing, and then I heard a bang, and then I went out. There was, you won't believe it, a grouse lying on the grass there. The osprey was sitting right on the fence looking down at the grouse. So it's like a cat and mouse game. So when I went out, took my camera, that osprey flew away and I was left with a dead bird. The grouse hit my house, the siding, and died.
Wow. It's funny you mentioned that. We had a grouse hit our siding and completely damaged our siding. And you can see where the bird hit because there was feathers everywhere and the beak part, and it broke our siding off, but the bird was absolutely gone. Something ate it.
Yeah.
And there's another little puffin. So lots of beautiful wildlife. You're doing some really good work with the wildlife stuff. But you know what I see you mostly a lot is at events.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what that bird was called. It's called a merganser, the one with the funny head with a crown, big head. Merganser. Yeah. I do a lot of events. I and my other friend almost did like 80% of all the concerts in town. Almost, I think.
Well, yeah, I've been seeing you cover a lot of different concerts, and here's some of them that we already mentioned: George Street, Iceberg Alley, all kinds of different stuff that you're doing in regards to events and celebrities. I mean, you're doing a really good thing here for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah, in the first few years, I paid for all my tickets, but now I got invited, so the tide has turned around a little bit.
You finally get to get in for free. So I see a lot of you're doing blogs too, right? Is it writing?
A little bit, yeah. You can have a look. Yeah, it's I as I said, I don't do a lot of updates that much. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, lots of fun stuff. So for people watching who want to follow you and your work, where might they go?
The best thing is go to my Facebook Alick Tsui Photography page. I post all the scenic things and beautiful captures of wildlife or scenic pictures. Yeah. And for my own personal page, it's mostly events. Yeah. Because I like to separate my photography mostly with scenic things and wildlife. As for my personal page, it's just my personal life going into taking pictures of events. Yeah. But you're welcome to follow me on either page. I'm happy.
Well, we're really glad to have you on here. And Jessica, for the folks listening and for your fans, do you want to give a little blurb again about, I know we talked a little bit about it on the season 2, episode 51, but I'm not sure if Alick is aware. I know you met him at Toasters, was it? Yeah, I think you're muted.
Not the toaster.
I see Jessica laughing. You got yourself muted, girl.
I just try to avoid any possible background noise, so I mute myself. Yeah, so I am picking up and doing my tarot readings. I have doing the market at Haunted Happenings, which is on the 20th at the Shriners group. Then the Haunted Market, which is on the Saturday following. I think it's the 26th or 27th. And that's at the Knights of Columbus. So I'm going to be doing my tarot readings. And you can find me on Facebook at Larkin Point. My Facebook page is there. And so I am slowly building my business in that regard. And I love to do my tarot readings and, of course, hanging out with boots on the ground, doing investigations.
Yeah, and I think I've got this one up. If you're looking to find Jessica or any of the BOG team, you can, Saturday, October 19th, you can find us at the Torbay History House and Museum. And there's the picture of the group also that I can pull up here for y'all, which is this one. I'm just toggling back and forth to see if you can see everybody. And some of the members who weren't able to come on tonight, there's Dan and Robert, which is not in the picture, and Athena. So yeah, so everybody, thank you so much again for being on the show tonight. We really appreciate you being on. And thank you so much, Alick. Love your work. Keep doing a great job. And Jessica, thanks for being part of the team.
Just one more thing. Actually, I do a little some videos on YouTube under Alick Tsui Photography, but that's mostly on music videos, just to let people know. Yeah.
Music videos. Perfect.
Yeah, a lot of music clips I put it on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Similar to what we were looking at, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the zombies one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some really good work. So thanks again for being on the show. We'll get this out soon tonight for everybody listening, get it produced and out. And I hope everybody has a safe and fun Halloween.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to stop recording here.